Estás escuchando Latino Radio TV, inspirando tu lado humano. Hola, ¿qué tal? Somos Latino Radio TV, una emisora que proyecta calidez digital. Estamos ubicados en Florida, Estados Unidos, y tenemos presencia en más de 75 países. Ingresa a latinoradiotv.com y conoce a nuestros locutores.
Argentina, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, México, Cuba, España, Estados Unidos y más países detrás de un micrófono.
Claro está, Latino Radio TV. Síguenos en las redes sociales y danos me gusta. Así que nosotros
seguiremos creciendo juntos.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Yo soy Tom Ortega y quiero invitarte a que escuches mi programa de radio Aquí Entre Nos, transmitido directamente desde la ciudad de Miami, Florida, por Latino Radio TV, todos los jueves a partir de las 7 de la noche con horario de México y 8 de la noche horario de Miami, Florida. Recuerda mi programa Aquí Entre Nos, todos los jueves, claro que sí, por Latino Radio TV.
Sin censura. Ups.
Te esperamos, Ady y Erica, cada sábado a las 7 de la noche, hora de la Florida, y 6 de la tarde, hora de México.
Para que juntos creemos magia a través de Latino Radio TV.
Con diversos temas de la vida real y los de ensueño, para así conectar unos con otros en empatía total.
Sintoniza www.latinoradiotv.com y atrévete a platicar con nosotros sin censura.
Hey, we invite you to SIGH with us.
Every Friday after dinner.
You can tune in latinoradiotv.com at 8 p.m. Florida time.
Remember, SIGH with us at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time every Friday through latinoradiotv.com.
Jairo
and Erica will be waiting for you.
Hola, hola.
Hola.
Hola, hola. Bueno, pues muy buenas tardes, muy buenas noches, muy buenos días, muy buenas madrugadas. De este lado, bueno, les saluda a su amiga Erika de la O desde la Florida. Aquí al lado tenemos a
Jairo desde la Florida.
And we have on the other side too.
We have a brand new guest, by the way. She's our first actual human being in this program to
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for choosing me as your first guest.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it's quite awesome, but also nerve-wracking because I don't really know what questions to ask or what to say. So we'll just figure it out while we
Yeah, but
like everything, you know.
Let's introduce herself first.
Yes.
Ady Rosado. She's a broadcaster for Latino Radio TV. Her program, Llaves para el Alma, every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Miami time, 8 p.m. Mexico time, right?
Yes.
Welcome, Ady. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you? Here it's raining right now. Well, it's starting to rain. It's been a rainy week, so we're starting with rain. I see you there. It's hot here. It's real cold, so I'm wearing a sweater today.
No, that's perfect. You adapt. You overcome and you adapt. That's what we do, you know. Since it rains over here all the time, you kind of have to bring an umbrella with you, just in case.
Yeah.
Like today, he called me, Mommy, can you pick me up from my work? And I said, yes, of course. It's raining so much. As soon as I arrived, the sun was out.
Well, I think you have better weather right now than here, but well, okay.
It's debatable.
Yeah. Okay, but first to start this program, which is super awesome to have you here, Ady, because I'm gonna make him to ask you things and be himself. But first, vamos a dar las gracias a nuestra emisora principal, Latino Radio TV, quien nos está transmitiendo a través de la radio. Acuérdense bajar nuestra aplicación Latino Radio TV a través de Android y iOS. iOS en la y a través de nuestra plataforma que nos pueden escuchar www.latinoradiotv.com, a través de la pantalla en Facebook en Latino Radio TV Oficial, en YouTube Latino Radio TV, y hoy me dejó pasar directamente en mi página Erika de la O, así que también lo estoy transmitiendo ahí. Muchísimas gracias. Le damos las gracias a radiodonesytalentos.com, que nos hace favor de transmitirnos simultáneamente en República Dominicana. Ya se encuentran en su programa SIGH with US. Welcome to Friday 25 of September 2020.
Absolutely.
Okay, my darling, this is your program. I'm having so many questions. You can talk. I'm the specter.
Oh man. Okay, it's easy, right? Yeah, it's easy.
Yes, just start with the tricky questions and that's it.
Okay. What's in your opinion, what's the purpose of life?
In my opinion, what is what?
The purpose of life, el propósito de vida.
Well, that's a tricky question. I think the purpose in life is to live something better than when you got into the world. Maybe to do something and to touch people's hearts and people's souls and live something better than when you arrived. I think, well, that is my purpose in life. And I don't know if everybody's purpose, but I think that should be everybody's purpose.
Okay, yeah, it sounds pretty good. Actually, when you said that, it reminded me of when people make mistakes, you tend to learn from it, and then you mentally grow from those past events.
Yeah,
and, it's actually it's like today, right? I'm not used to asking someone questions and getting to know them and whatnot, but I'm learning. And, thank you so much for entrusting that we'd be decent hosts. So, yeah, that's, oh man, I think I should have written a script for this. Oh, man.
No, you see, today, one of my girls had a T-shirt that says that bad choices make beautiful stories. So we can make bad choices or good choices, and even though we can learn things from everything. And I think this program has a lot of choices and a lot of things to learn. It's a great program. I love to have Erica with you together, because that's something that I haven't done yet, to have something with my girls. I think they have an age that they don't want to see mom at all, but I can propose things together, so maybe I can do it.
Yes, actually, before you continue, Jairo, he's 21. He's a boy, no? And probably a lot of people is surprised, like, oh, come on, how come a boy who's 21 can hang out with his mom and do these programs? He's my best pal. So he always does what I said. No. No, he's a homeboy. So we have a good relation. I think when he starts having some friends or girlfriend or something, probably he's not going to be with me, no? So I'm taking advantage of this time, which is super awesome. But also, something that you mentioned, which is super, super good, I really like it, the shirt that you mentioned your daughter has, is like bad choices make good stories.
Yeah.
Wow, it's super good, no? Sometimes when you make a mistake, you say, oh my God, what am I going to do? Or everybody's pointing of you. See, I told you, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But then after that, it becomes a great story, which is super good. Now, my question from that, what you mentioned, Jairo, what bad choice have you made that now is a great story? Is a great story to talk.
Well, so when you socialize with people, you tend to go back and forth, and someone calls you, and then you call them, and then it's a give and take, right? So what happened with me is, I used to be very, very friendly with people in person, like at school, but as soon as I went home, it's like no one else existed except my television. So I didn't really keep communication once school ended. So all of my friends are like gone. And it's my fault. So I mean, it's not something I'm sad about. It's just something I can just learn from. If I want to keep a relationship with someone, whether it's business or friendly, it has to be constant communication, and I think that's the best advice I can give for now.
Well, I think that's really good because you learned from that situation that maybe you should keep more in touch with people and have more communication. But it's not really that is something that it's bad. It's something that, you have to keep in touch if you want to continue a more intimate relationship or a work relationship or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
How old are your daughters, Ady?
14 and 17.
Okay, it's a tough age. Yes.
Why would you say that? Oh my God.
I'm just curious. Oh my God. Because probably one day we can invite your daughters to have a chat with Jairo.
No.
Yeah, and
they speak really good English, so they can do it perfectly.
Yes.
Okay, as simple business folks, simple business. That's all.
He gets so nervous. Oh my gosh. Well, let me tell you that my other son, who is 16, he's in Ecuador. How long? A month already? Probably it's been a month. But he already has a girlfriend. So he's super quick. He's like super confident, could be. And today I was talking with his dad, and I was asking him how they are doing, if he's doing well and everything. And he said, don't worry, he's super fun. He's talking a lot with the friends, with a lot of bunch of kids. He's talking and talking a lot, and sometimes he doesn't understand. And he said, wait, can you talk me slowly because I don't understand? That he's speaking more Spanish, and he's having really, really fun. So, what about your daughters? Your daughters are the ones who speak a lot. They tend to have a lot of friends. They are more.
I also have one-on-one. The elder one, the one that is 17 years old, she loves to be here right now. She says, all these situations that the virtual school and the staying home at home and all that thing, it's part of my life anyway, so I'm pretty good here. And the other one, the one that is 14, she loves to go outside to talk with other girls and to be with a lot of people. And she's more of a social person. And Carla, the elder one, she loves to be here at home and to stay here and to watch TV or series at Netflix and all that. They love reading. The two of them love reading, so that's been a good thing during these times because they've read a lot of books. I have a huge account in Amazon, and I just keep on buying some more books, and they read and read. So that's been a good thing about all these times.
That's sick, like you have two different personalities, one that likes to stay in at home, she adapts and whatnot, and the other likes to socialize. Man, that's actually pretty cool.
But it's the same to you guys.
It's like similar.
The oldest or the elder is always more like quiet and calm. And the small one or the little one is more excited. Probably, why that happened?
Well, I don't know. I used to be an introvert when I was a kid. And I don't know. things in life change. Now I'm more like a social person, but I think there's different stages where you need more time with yourself, and then you like to just hang around. For example, when I was up to high school, well, junior high, I was more like a lonely person. I loved to be at home. I didn't want to talk to a lot of people because I didn't feel comfortable about myself. And as soon as I started growing, one of the things that pushed me through was I started modeling, and that made me have a lot of more socializing with people. And I changed from one school to another one, and then I became popular. So I love to hang around with girls, well, with my classmates, and I started making friends, boyfriends that I didn't have before. So things changed a lot, and I started being more social. I think, well, you change in life, but kind of part of your personality still remains the first one. So nowadays, I love talking to people. I love being in parties and everything, but there are times that I really need to be alone. The initial me comes out, and I love to stay at home, and I just disappear for 2 or 3 days, and I just get in a cave to get in touch with myself.
No, but actually, I think that happened because when you have to work, you have to socialize, like by force.
Yeah.
You know? Like, let's say you work at a cafeteria. You know, it kind of makes you want to say, "Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? We have this menu, blah blah blah," and you have to do that with hundreds of customers and whatnot. That happened to me. I used to be very antisocial, but then I had to work at a place like McDonald's or right now in Dunkin' Donuts. I talked to a lot of people, so you simply get used to the circumstances that are presented, and it's actually very interesting. You told me that you've been an introvert since junior high, but then opportunities came in, and you changed. So it's because of what's around you that changes you, you know, in a way. What's the most significant event in your life that, like, not changed you, but that made you, like, more, what's it called? Realize what the world's like. Realize how good or bad it is.
Well, I think there's been a lot of events in my life that made me look around for new circumstances. For example, I don't know, maybe getting into the university. I didn't like the career I chose, and I had to change. And after 10 years, I started studying again with something that I really loved. I am a psychomotricist, and I started working with little kids that have poor motor skills or poor emotional skills. And that changed my life completely, because to be in the positions where you can lend your body and yourself and your emotions for other people to grow theirs is really touching, because it's touching another life, and to be in touch with another people and make a relationship with them. And because of that relationship or that therapy, that person can grow inside and also have new skills is really, I don't know, really
Fulfilling?
changed the way I felt for everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wow, that's actually very nice. I think it's like, I volunteered in a library, and obviously I didn't think much about it. I just went there and stacked books and helped a couple of people around finding certain books. But in actuality, I contributed to society, and so did you, you know? Because of you, you were able to help innocent people that have a different way of living, and that's pretty cool. I'm glad you decided to pursue a career in that.
Yes. And I think everybody, when you do something for others, no matter
Yes.
what you do, you're helping society, but also you're helping yourself. And that comes the question.
Yeah.
You're helping this, and you mentioned that when you were in your career, you said, no, I don't like this. I'm going to change because this is not me. What you were studying by then?
I was trying business administration, and it was a very, I don't know, business-like career. It was a lot of skills for math, for business, and for everything, but it didn't have that much of the human part. So when I discovered that part was the one that I really loved, well, it took 10 years because I started working, and then I started giving classes in a school. And that was really nice too. But when I discovered that there was something else where I could help some of my kids during class and some other kids, I started learning that. And it really got me there because it was really what I wanted.
So it was in the process of your work time when you find out that you wanted to continue.
And I started learning that, I made my career, then the master's. But then after 10 years, after I got divorced, I started a personal process in coaching. And then when I met coaching, that was another thing that really... it's a marvelous thing because you get to go with the person or to getting hand by hand and to, I don't know, maybe you can be like a mirror. So the other person can discover all the skills and all the opportunities that are there meant for that person. And that was really, it was almost the same thing that I did in therapy, but in coaching, I did it with adults. And it was it's like a smooth process. It's not like therapy, because in therapy, even though you're accompanying the person, sometimes you need to be more like a guide. And in coaching, you don't need to do that. You just need to place the right questions, and the person is going to discover what's inside.
Exactly. Well, let me tell you that Jairo is a really good coach. Even though he hasn't studied coaching, he asks really good questions. Actually, he confronts me so many times when I am like doubting on things. He starts asking questions, and I am like, okay. So I respect a lot, and I told him, you know what, Jairo, you ask really, really deep questions to make me think and made me realize how wrong I was. And actually today, we were talking about this situation that sometimes we make our lives so miserable. We, not others. And I was, for many years, I suffered depression. So he always was with me, he was always with me and everything, until one day he exploded and say, why you cry so much, Mom? It doesn't make me feel good. But that's it, no? So I start realizing, I start thinking, and today I was teaching this little boy, 2 years old, swimming.
Yes.
And we've been in the class for almost 2 months.
Yes.
And he cries and cries and cries, but not cries because he's scared, no, because he's swimming, he's crying for a tantrum, okay? So today after 30 minutes of class, I sit him down and I ask him, why you're making your life so miserable? believe me, no, I asked him that. And while I was asking him that, I started thinking about me. Because he was crying, and I remember the time when I was crying, and I was asking, why you are making your life so miserable? And he was like, still crying. And I said, okay, even though you cry, we're going to start still having the classes. I'm going to be coming for another month, and you're going to be crying the whole month. Do you want to do that? Because you don't going to change the classes. This is what is going to be. This is what is going to happen. You don't going to change that. Do you want to keep making your life miserable? And he kept crying. So when I was driving back home, I started thinking about that question to myself, no? So I said to Jairo and I said, you know what? I have made my life so miserable for many years. Me, nobody else. And today I realized that more deeply. And I said, you know what? This is a really good topic to talk, because sometimes we cannot change things, and we don't gonna change them by crying or by making our lives miserable. So what do you think about that, Ady?
Well, I think there are two main things that made my life miserable until I discovered that it was myself that was doing that. One of those things was acting as a victim every time. Everything around me was against me. Circumstances, people, I don't know. Everything, even the weather, was against me. Everything. So I was a victim and I felt miserable about everything. And the other thing that has also made my life miserable until I discovered that it was a choice is that I wanted to be right every time I was doing something. And when you keep on putting your power on everything, but not inside you, but outside you, even people, circumstances, time, weather, or whatever, and you act like as a victim, you cannot change anything. And you're always going to continue being miserable because you're always going to find something that it's not the way you want it to be. And the other thing is that when you always want to be right about something, not everybody is going to agree with you. So you're not always going to win everything. And when you need to win and to be right in everything, you're meant to be miserable also. So those two things have changed my life considerably when I made different choices.
Exactly. And it's so how important it is to realize, no, and confront yourself. You are the one who is wrong, and put that a mirror and say you are the one, nobody else. It's super hard, but as soon as you understand that, your world changes a bit.
Maybe there's a lot of times that we do not do that because we don't have the courage to say, well, I was wrong. Why am I doing this to myself? I need to change. And to accept that is really difficult.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't accept I'm wrong. Ever. Anything I say is correct, all right? Everything. If I say I'm 6 foot tall, 6 foot tall, you would say correctly. I mean, it was
it was a joke.
It's part of the English language. No, but I think I've come to terms with accepting that I'm wrong as well. And I used to live in a bubble of some sort. And then as soon as I went into work, spoke with real people, with real environment, my bubble just popped. It just popped. I was like, no! Why am I so miserable? I hate this. I hate this job. I hate this. I hate that. Blah, 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 blah. And then as soon as I made my list of things I hated, then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I don't actually hate them. It's not a big deal. I've learned to accept the things that I like and dislike and just say, you know what? It's just part of life. We live and we move on. That's it.
But for how long were you miserable? For how long?
I would say I felt miserable, but I was mostly just confused since I was 16. From 16 to like 18 or 19.
Okay, 4 years.
Yeah, about 4 years.
3 years.
3 years, yeah. And I think one of the things that attributed to my the way I thought was my teenage years. You know how we all go through phases and whatnot. Yeah. It's all normal, but I'm glad I made the decision to stop going to school. I mean, not like I graduated high school, but I didn't want to go to college like right away. I wanted to take a break. But thanks to my parents, I used that time to work. I didn't want to work. My plan was to just sit down in the couch, watch some TV, and rest. No. Mijo, aquí nadie se sienta. O se trabaja o se estudia. No, man. But you live and you learn. You accept all of the flaws that are part of this world.
But it's super important. See, when I hear that, it took me 3 years to be miserable. How many years we spend to be miserable? No, 30, 40, 50, 80. Wow, let's come back with this after this break. And we come back, we're going to put some promos so you can keep enjoying other programs here in Latino Radio TV. Thank you.
Yes.
We're coming back.
Yeah.
Hey, ¿cómo estás? ¿Eres locutor, aún no lo eres? ¿Y tienes un mensaje que compartir? Te invitamos a ser parte de nuestra familia Latino Radio TV. No importa si no tienes experiencia en locución, pero si cuentas con un corazón dispuesto, nosotros te capacitamos y hacemos que tu mensaje sea escuchado a través de latinoradiotv.com. Además, serás invitado a nuestros demás medios de comunicación digital con los que contamos para que tu talento brille. Ahora, comunícate con nosotros al WhatsApp +1-954-536-9921. Repito, +1-954-536-9921. Español, Spanglish o inglés son bienvenidos. Conócenos ahora, latinoradiotv.com.
Hola, soy Luz Amparo Reyes. Los invito a escuchar mi programa Momentos de Paz con Luz Amparo, que transmite cada domingo por latinoradiotv.com. Momentos de Paz es un espacio para la reflexión, para el despertar de la conciencia. Acompáñanos. De esa manera, con reflexiones y contenidos, vamos encontrando tú y yo nuestra paz interior.
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Mi nombre es Fanny Juárez y te espero todos los viernes a las 10 de la noche, hora de Florida, en mi programa ¿Y qué tal si? Ven, diviértete y aprendamos mientras escuchamos buena música. ¿Y qué tal si? En www.latinoradiotv.com, inspirando tu lado humano.
¿Te atreves a encontrar las llaves que conectan con tu interior? Yo soy Ady Rosado y te invito a que me acompañes a abrir las puertas de tu crecimiento personal en el programa Llaves para el Alma. Todos los martes a las 9 p.m. hora Miami y a las 8 p.m. hora Ciudad de México por www.latinoradiotv.com. Inspirando tu lado humano.
Estás escuchando Latino Radio TV. Regresamos.
Y sí, ya regresamos después de estos promos. Yes, we are here. Who are you? Hey.
Just kidding.
So we were talking about before the recess, how many people took years and years and years for being miserable. For me, it took me a lot of years. I don't want to mention because it makes me sad. How come we waste our time and the time that is not gonna come back? Never ever, no. And it's super good that teenagers like him, now he's an adult, but they just spend a couple of years and that's it. How important is that we encourage our kids since they're little to trust on themselves, to believe on themselves, to follow their path. I don't know if it happened to you, probably because you were saying that you didn't want to study what you were studying. Sometimes we are forced by our parents or by the society to do things that we really don't want. Yeah. So it's super important that now, since they are little in this generation, we let them be free to have choices and to make sure that the choices are good, and that it will depend on the values we ¿cómo se dice sembrar? To put a seed on our kids with values, so they're gonna have good choices. Jairo was mentioning that he stopped studying. He didn't want to study, but he didn't want to work either. So he spent like a year and a half doing nothing, believe me. But that built him up, which is super awesome. Some people, I remember, were criticizing me like, oh my God, but how come he's not going to study? How the people is going to say, or blah, 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 the society, he needs to do something. And so I say, no oigo, soy de palo, tengo orejas. Oh my God, if you hear society, or if you hear other people or your family or whatever, you get crazy. And instead of making good choices, you're going to do bad choices. That probably is not going to be a good story because it's not your life. It's somebody else's life. What do you think about that, Ady?
Yes, I think we need to plant the seed, as you said, for believing in themselves. When it's easier when you grow up and believing in yourself, even though there should be times that you get confused and you have good and bad days. But when you believe in yourself, you grow differently. That when you have like a panic about everything and you don't feel enough to do anything. And that enoughness has everything to do with what you believe you deserve. If you don't believe in yourself, sometimes you believe that you don't deserve good things happening to you in your life. So most of the times you don't make good choices because you don't think you deserve them. So if we as parents plant that seed about believing in themselves as they grow up, even though they make mistakes and they can make new choices and have good stories about the bad choices, to plant that seed is really important, and to believe in themselves, but also to show them that you trust them. Because when you start making everything for them and you start taking choices from them instead of letting them maybe to make one or two mistakes, what you're planting is, I don't believe in you, and maybe you don't deserve to make your own choices because you're not enough. So it's better to have 2 or 3 good stories about bad choices that to plant that seed of not enoughness to your children. So I think it's better we all forget about being perfect and start making mistakes and learning about them, but learning also that we're enough and that we can make new choices every time, and it doesn't matter.
Yes, exactly. We have a comment here which is super good. We do this program more in English because his language is English and he feels more comfortable to talk about that, to talk about in that language. But actually, let me put my lenses because I don't see.
I like that English Spanglish.
It's very interesting. I like me that you use Spanglish occasionally. Yes, I know that. Yes. So I am the Spanglish one. These 2 guys are the perfect in English.
No, I'm not perfect in English.
But oh my God, since I speak more Spanish, I just forget in English some words. I don't use it too much, but it's super good, this program, because I can also
enhance,
increase my communication in the language, no? But talking about this, which is super important, believing in yourself.
Yes.
How many times we have feel like I don't deserve this, even with love? I don't know if
Yes.
it happened to you, Adi. Maybe
Well,
for
it
him
still
something,
happens.
I've never loved.
but
It
sometimes
still happens
you
nowadays.
feel that you don't deserve to be loved. I don't know if that happened to you. It's like
Yeah.
somebody's loving you, for example, for instance, and you don't believe, and you all the time are like nervous, are mad, are jealous, are things because you don't believe that is happening to you. You don't deserve to be loved. How bad is that, no? Because when we grew up like that as an adult, we lose a lot of confidence on ourselves. And after 40, 50 years old, it's hard to believe in something that you never believed.
Yes. Yes, and we start putting like a big barrier about receiving good things in our life when we think we don't deserve. So when opportunities come through, we usually push them because we don't think we have the right to receive them, because we don't deserve them.
Exactly.
So
What do you think, Jairo, for us? Like, for example, you are 21, but you want to give us, we as adults, an advice to trust on ourselves.
Oh, I don't think. Okay, so this is what happened to me a couple of months ago. I used to be like super excited to, let's say, play video games, right?
yes.
You know, a lot of boys are out here playing PlayStation, Xbox, whatnot. However, one day I turned on my console and I just felt sad. It didn't feel satisfying anymore. It felt like a chore to grab the controller and start pressing buttons. It was weird because every day from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. all day, I didn't even use the bathroom, yo. But then all of a sudden the spark just went away. And I think the problem is I had a burnout. I had too much of a good thing. When you have too much of a good thing, it becomes a bad thing. Too much food, it could lead to obesity, or too much, I don't know, too much cardio dioxide. Your lungs might get bad. Yeah. So I think what one should do before trying to look for happiness or not is to keep their mind occupied with things that aren't really that important. Like, for example, work. When I go to work, all I do is work, and that's it. I don't. That's not my goal in life. My goal in life isn't to work there for 10 years, right? It's just to keep my mind occupied. That's it. That's the most important thing. Keep your mind occupied in something that you can always replace with something else, like a job or a hobby, a quick hobby. You want to learn how to draw, you draw, then you get tired of it, and then you do something else. That's it. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, but how do we get confidence? Like
no, just keep your mind
keep
occupied.
our mind occupied.
And in the meantime, you can do something else. You keep your mind busy, and while you're busy thinking about things that aren't important, then you go home, you rest, and then you say, okay, what do I want in life? Why am I here on this planet? Do I want to work at Dunkin' Donuts for 20 plus years? Maybe not. Who knows? But if you keep your mind occupied, those 24 hours will feel like 2 hours. And it won't feel so long and boring.
Well, actually, sometimes we have so many open time that we start thinking so much. And
I think what you say is really important, yes, because sometimes as adults, we always need to keep trying harder. And there are some times that you don't need to try harder anymore. You just need to enjoy the moment and to stop thinking about what you need to do and start enjoying what you're doing.
Yes, exactly. But actually, everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to be fine. Everybody deserves to be loved.
But one should remember it doesn't happen from day
to day.
Yeah, and it doesn't happen overnight. There you go.
Yes, it doesn't happen overnight, but how can we start doing it? Give me two tools.
Well, what I'm doing is, since I'm working at a regular restaurant, I'm using that as fuel.
Okay.
Using that as fuel so I can motivate myself to and do whatever I find to be cool. You know, to be honest, I'm very terrible at drawing, but I want to practice every day so I can get better. And one day I can say, oh wow, I have some talent.
And the other one is sports.
Sports.
Yes.
I mean,
exercising.
I wouldn't consider the gym a sport. I would consider that just a necessity. You know, I gotta get big by force.
No, but for me, it's super important to exercise because that also keeps my mind occupied.
Yeah.
And makes me and build energy on me. What about you, Ady? Two things that
I used to
gain confidence and to know that you value and you deserve anything.
Yes, well, I was more an exercise person a long time ago. The past 2 years, I haven't been in touch with exercise a lot. But right now, I realized how important is that because I started, I don't know, I started changing. My body started changing. I started feeling heavy and I don't know, puffy eyes and things like that. And I just bought some machines to do some exercise because I cannot go out to the gym, but I can take the gym inside. So maybe to start thinking about solutions and to start thinking what way of life we want to have. Because I realize how important it is to have exercise because energies after sitting a lot of time before a screen, it's coming down. And also I don't know, maybe the way we feel, the emotions are not the same, and exercise always makes us feel better.
Yes, exactly. We have some comments in here also for at 7. Voy a seguir más tus transmisiones para practicar el inglés. Sí, no, yo también tengo que seguirlas para practicar. Ari, que mañana tenemos Sin Censura a las 7 de la noche, hora de Miami, 6 de la tarde, hora de México. Hi. Y bueno, él le saluda a Ari. Hi, Ari. Muy bien. Y bueno, now, I exercise a lot. I really do exercise a lot. But I stopped like 2 years, no? 2 years I didn't exercise and I was so like, oh no, tomorrow. And we postponed, no? Everything for tomorrow. But now the quarantine has made us do different stuff that we used to do. So now after, let's say, 5 months already, that the pandemic started, 5 months?
Yes.
After 5 months, how your life has changed for good?
For good. Well, I used to drive a lot. Driving has stopped because I don't need to take my girls to school and then go to the office and then back. And here in Mexico City, traffic is really important. So I used to drive around 3 hours and a half a day. So that time now it's for me. So I used to sleep about 5 hours, 6 hours, and now I'm sleeping 7 hours, some days 8 hours. So I'm really resting. And also I used to do many things. So from work, I used to go to, for example, to the studio to make some programs and then some days sessions and other things. For example, I did some trainings for kids, and weekends I used to give the trainings. And now all that time I have it here home with my girls. So I'm more at home and I'm enjoying being at home. I'm planting things. For example, I'm watering my plants. I watch them grow. Things that I didn't do because I wasn't at home, and now I'm really enjoying that. I discovered that I really enjoy being at home.
Yes, how super important it is to ask us this question, no? Because so many times we ask, "Oh my God, this pandemic just brought me a lot of bad stuff," and it's always negative, making our lives more miserable, or life is already miserable. So it's super important, and we ask our questions: How many good things has this pandemic brought me? How
Yes.
many good things has this pandemic brought you?
Well, nothing really has changed.
Sí, porque él ha sido mantenido siempre. So, yeah. No.
No, really, I swear, man. Since high school, I was just like, should I play basketball or should I play my phone? You know, which one was closer, which one was easier to grab. I was like this. Basketball, phone. I'll just stick to my phone.
Yeah, probably for young people, nothing has changed, no? But you were going to tell us something, Ady.
No, that it has good things and bad things. For example, I used to have some things in work that I didn't love, but I didn't have the courage to stop working there. So when everything started like this, I made some changes, and now I feel like I really make the good decision of not staying where I thought there were things that were not working, and that we said one thing but we made another one, and that makes you feel like stuck in the middle. So right now I'm really enjoying all the projects I'm starting, and well, it's maybe there are some times that the situations pushes you to make new choices, and well, it's up to you to make the right choices. But if you don't make the right choices, as we were saying, you're not staying with the wrong ones. So anyway, you're starting a new path, and right now this time has brought to me really new opportunities that have been amazing.
Exactly. And a lot of people is talking about that this is going to last 2 years. Some people say that by March of next year is going to be fine. Some people say that it's going to take forever. What do you think?
I think maybe it should last longer than we think, but we should take things as they come, one day at a time, and that if this is going to last forever or not, or maybe not forever, because nothing lasts forever, not good things or bad things last forever, but we can start making real new changes in our lives, because this situation has taught us how fragile human beings are. So maybe we should start looking at ourselves and making new choices about not putting everything outside or not everything inside. So balancing and balance, I think it's the key to this, and also working in teams, because people used to be to make choices for their own and to everything for their profit. And now I think that the solution that we can have as human beings is to cooperate and make teams toward the things that we need to accomplish, because alone we have a very slight chance to accomplish things. And working in teams, we have a lot of skills that we can put together, and we can manage things to a better, well, to get to, I don't know, to get more things done.
Yes. And to learn from each other, no? Because sometimes we are so selfish that we believe that we are the best, and really probably we're the best in our area. But now we need other areas to grow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, we can always learn from someone, even though that person doesn't have any studies or doesn't have any skills. At our first impression, we can always learn from anyone in this planet.
Exactly. And you know what? Right now I was thinking and putting my brain on the fields. We're still eating. A lot of people is working and producing food.
Yes.
Food is never going to stop, I hope. If not, everybody's going to starve and die. But they are not in the stores. They are not in computers. They are not in this technology. They are working the earth. They are working the fields under the sun. So let's give a applause for that people.
Yeah, farmers.
Yes, the farmers, because thanks to them, we're still eating.
Yes.
And we don't recognize sometimes. We are just too focused on this material stuff. And there are a lot of people out there that do things for us to keep us alive and keep going. And we need to be so thankful for that people who work for us. And we as a team, we need to make small things to help each other, no?
Yes.
And I really enjoy having you in our show, Ady. And I don't know, do you have some words for her before we leave?
Ady, thank you for and thank you for being here. I know it wasn't the most professional set that you've been in, but you know, we did our best, right?
Thank you very much for having me as your first guest. I really feel grateful because it's a really nice show, and it has been a great time to be here with you. And well, it's been an honor to be your guest.
And thank you. Likewise, I'm very thankful that you joined us.
Yes, thank you, Ady. So thank you very much, guys. So see you next Friday at the same time, 8 p.m. Miami time, 7 p.m. Mexico time. Thank you very much. This is Erica de la O.
This is Jairo, Romo,
and
Ady Rosado as your first guest.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Let me have this here.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Yo soy Latino Radio TV. ¿Por qué soy Latino Radio TV? Porque es la emisora oficial de la Red Mundial de Conciencia. Nuestra variedad de programas precisamente te invita a eso, a concientizar con la diversidad que te ofrece la vida y tu emisora favorita Latino Radio TV. Porque somos alguien con quien te identificas y creces, te motivas y te diviertes. Sintonízanos los 7 días de la semana, las 24 horas del día en latinoradiotv.com.
Y no olvides bajar nuestra aplicación, latinoradiotv.com. Nuestra programación te inspirará y la música te acompañará en tus actividades diarias. Somos Latino Radio TV.